I think part of when you pivot is you have to believe that this will work, because we started developing this and the economy was really good. We were in a different state. That's for everyone listening. Like, if you believe in something, you got to believe in it, that it's going to work. And you have to be your number one fan. There's going to be times when you doubt it, when people tell you, no, it's not going to work, or, oh, well, I think that's too expensive, or, oh, I don't think the market's going to like that, because you're trying to do something new. It's not normal what we're going through, right? This is abnormal pandemic. No one has gone through this kind of thing in our lifetime, right? So this is our modern day warfare. But there are opportunities out there. I think it's important that you look at the big picture and try to look for those problem points, like those pain points that you see you could maybe solve a problem, maybe in your own life, right? Like if there's something that you see that you're having issues with that you wish there was a solution for, that's always a good place to start. Or maybe it's more of a practical thing, like you need more income because your business in some part of it is going down and you need to create new revenue streams. I think now with the pandemic, it's kind of the whole world is on pause. You can take the time out and study new markets. It's kind of like a good time to be a student, actually, of life and how you want to reposition. Maybe if you have a business, you can think of new markets. Or like what I'm doing to share with people is, like, I have a series of different business plans, and depending on the situation, when we get out to the normal or new normal, you can just press play, right? But
it's like in a scenario analysis, you'd have like certain options. If this happens, this is what we could do. It's almost like having like a number of playbooks.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm doing, because part of our training when I was an investment banker is you had to make a lot of different valuation models. So I'm thinking, if this goes through, we could get into this business. If this goes through, we can get into that.
Right.
Because nobody knows what's going to happen. And
exactly. And a pivot doesn't have to happen only when there's a crisis. The market is dynamic enough that you could make these micro changes. I think the secret to like having like a strategic mindset is being able to play out those scenarios even before they happen, so that you would know, okay, if you have like a challenge, what would be my choices here? These choices, what would be the consequences? If you ran this like across a chart, you could actually have like different values and different outcomes if you diagram it, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
It all starts out with seeing a situation, they call it VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. But you take something like that and actually look into what are the fixed points here? What is the truth in every situation? What are things that are definitely going to happen, and how do I manage myself in these different situations? It seemed to be like almost like a pivot champ. I mean, Lehman Brothers happened. That was a black swan. And here you are with COVID. This is another black swan, but then you're making it through. What is the non-negotiable for you? What are the values and beliefs that you think are never going to change?
In business and in everything I want to do, I think it has to be sustainable long term. I don't like the short-term gain, the idea that we're helping each other. In this time, like it's been really a tough time, but we have customers who haven't ordered since March. We also have customers who haven't paid since March. But we're working together. This is a long-term battle, and we're on the same side. So I look at business. You gotta think a bit strategically, but long-term, because we're in this this is a relationship business. Any business is about relationships, and if you're gonna weather storms, if you're gonna get through the bad and the hard times, you're not gonna do it alone. You need people around to support, and business is all about giving and taking and having that long-term mindset. So long-term when you're starting out, because maybe you start out, you don't have people by your side, but when you make it and you want to continue to grow, you want your partners to grow. You want the whole ecosystem to grow. It's challenging to stay positive. I mean, the last few months, like there's been times I really just wanted to stay and think about the negative parts, but then what you do is you just write down all those good things that are happening, call someone that you're doing business with and say, hey, like, how are you guys doing? And that's how you get through this.
At this point, you could give your shout outs, to all your customers, your friends, your community.
Yeah, just shout out to all the Kickstart coffee fans and all of you guys out there who've been drinking our coffee from the beginning when we were, just starting out till now, and, providing your daily lift out there. So thanks, everybody.
How do we learn more about Kickstart Coffee? Could you point them to your website or your social media platforms?
Facebook is Kickstart Coffee. Our Instagram is also Kickstart Coffee. We're actually releasing a lot of these informational how-to brew videos. You can check those out on our social medias. And then our company is Silka Coffee, which is silkacoffee.com. You can see our other brands on there and a little bit more background on where we came from.
For all of you who are, who are listening to this, watching this, right? Just remember, we can't go through this alone. Having a good business and having transactions is one thing, but we have to keep in mind that we're in relationships together. Let's look at the big picture. Let's look at the long term. This is all temporary. Things will still change.
Yes,
right?
Correct.
So there you have it, guys. I hope this has been really useful for you and inspiring. If it has, please make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this and tips for your business. Until then, keep moving forward and the right steps.